Well, hello everyone, Smithy here and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Star Wars Let's Build. So if you remember last time, we were building the Millennium Falcon and refitting someone else's model, which was starting to pull together on our Battle of Hoth map. So what we've got to do now is finish off doing the cockpit and redesigning the inside. So who saw the super duper Star Wars trailer, which was absolutely awesome, which featured the Millennium Falcon in its oldest iteration. Looking on the inside, looking at some of the things, it looks pretty old now compared with what it was in the earlier films. The interior looked quite it was made to look old inside, which I thought was pretty cool. However, if you have a look at this model that we're looking at, you will see that we had to reposition the cockpit channel over here on the right. So yeah, last time we were doing the cockpit over here, and you can see that I've repositioned the angle, but that means that the problem we've got is when we go inside, the corridors and everything are a bit narrow. Also, because we've increased the height, it means instead of this little narrow corridor that we have, I can now expand the inside of the ship. Now the easiest way to do that is actually now, once I've got the cockpit area in, I can start digging it out, and that's the way I'm going to do this, because what we're going to do is reposition some of the innards of the ship and try to, anyway, we'll see what I can do, but I'll take the cockpit out first of all. I think I'm going to make the storeroom at the back go further back, and then we shall see. There you go, some more light in here, because it's obviously a previous design which has been changed. There you go, look, is that just a room? In fact, it is just a room, so that's actually alright. We can actually take that out, which is really cool. So now suddenly we expand the cockpit. Now I've measured it to that sort of width, so that's where the floor will come out as well, and it's just a case of digging this back out. I don't want to dig too much though. I like that fact that they've got the step plates there, and that marries up virtually with the cockpit of the height, so that'll be quite good because that is the underbelly, so we can't take that out. So what I'm going to be doing is looking at what I can actually take out of the cockpit. That's going to be the wall of the cockpit there, and that will be the wall of the cockpit. So let's just put that in and we'll see, and it should just literally come out like that. So that'll give us the size, which is slightly bigger than the last one, but we can do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the innards out as I am now, and then I will come back once I'm ready to sort of redo the innards of the ship as such, because the innards weren't quite right. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do a bit more of taking the innards out. We'll leave this open because it makes it easier to reset the innards. As you can see, that was the original angle there, and I will come back once I've cleaned it out. So really what I've worked out is the best way to rebuild the interior of the ship is to basically completely take out the old body. I really apologise to the builder of this. It just makes it a lot easier for me to do that. I'm going to leave the centrepiece in because that should be the centre, and that should be going to the that. So what we're going to do is, let's say, and take all this out. I've decided to take all the floor out. And then you can see we've got extra bits here, but there are rooms and stuff at the side. So that's what I'm going to do. I will come back once I've got this back to the bare bones, and then we can redo the floor plan as I want to do it. There we go. Right, so it might take me a bit more time to build this, but hey, at least we'll have a super duper interior to walk around, which is what I want. Right everybody, let's show you how the refit is going. I've sort of ripped out the innards, made the sitting, and I'll start with over here with the ramp. First things first, I took out the ramp. I didn't take out the ramp, but I've made the wall here. In fact, what I need to do is just put a bit of lighting in there, and probably there. Where is it? There. Just do that and have a look at that. So this is the ramp, but once it's on the ground, of course, I've just done it. Left the window there. That's the airlock. So when the ramp is up, the airlock you can link there. There's the pivot jacks coming down, as I say. And when you come in, this will be a solid wall in front of me. So I just need to put that there, but I'm going to use some different blocks. So this is going to be the corridor, and I have now put in the cannons, both top and the laser cannon at the bottom as well. And if I remember rightly, they go up inside and then come down when deployed. So let's just go and have a look at that, because I have now got a solid, and this is in line with the cockpit, so you come out of the cockpit, run straight down here and go straight down into the cannons. I haven't finished this, but look, if we drop down into here, there's the seat, there you go, there's the controls, and you can see out for the cannons when it drops down, and the idea is, so there's the control panel. We haven't got much to do with this, but and then the top cannon for the other one will be the same as well. I just need to finish that off. I need to have 3 areas, quite tight in here, but it will look the same. And again, it's trying to get the circular area here. So I've got that virtually reeled off. So that's going to be, if that's going to be 3, this is where the cannon, this is where you drop down. So probably I just need to do that, just to show that that is, you walk into here, drop down into there, or drop down into, get up onto top. So what I need to do is the same as that, which is, it's literally 1, 2.5. So it will be putting in the, literally that version there, like so. So you can go up or down, which actually it's turned out quite well. But I need to put a seat here so that I can see, and in fact that's not as high as the bottom one, so we'll have to sort of improvise with that and maybe put it a bit higher. Oh, I know what I was doing. That was the idea, was that you'd sit in the seat and be able to see out of there. So I just need to sort of do that, sort of matching the bottom, but it does work, I must admit. Now, well, these were never here before in terms of the floor. We never had a floor and a top area. So I just need to do the same really, which is put in a, virtually make it the same, almost like control panels. There, I'm using the bookcase, and then put sort of a seat here, which is this really, nice centre seat. There we go. Ooh, that's good, because I can now just put that in there. Yeah, so on this one I've sort of put the seat here. I don't think I can get in it actually. No. But that's a pity. So I'm going to have to put the seat just back at the back, and then you can actually pretend that, ooh, put that back in there, the control there, and then you can just see out. It'd be a pity because the cannon's not as strong. So anyway, right, let's see what else I've done in here. So I'm going to come back out here. So that's the corridor. I've also, as you will see, the original circular bit, I've made it literally much smaller because it is very small, which allows more space to put the rooms in over there. So that is how I'm doing it. That's literally allowing sort of a corridor, which is pretty big, although I haven't done, what I say is that if you remember, the corridor is round on each side, so I have to do that. So I'm about to do that, which is quite easy because all I have to do really is put the put in the circular area now, because I've already done it, and then literally put, to make it look like a pier round, just put these blocks so you can see where you're walking. So this is all dead apart from a room round there. So we're literally, I'm just going to fill this in now all the way around, literally like so, and it's just bringing that wall up. And it's always good to put floor plan in, because the floor plans work far better if you do it. So there's nothing on, there's a little cupboard. There is a cupboard literally, so if that's the back, there is a cupboard on the inside here before the entrance into the engine compartment. Literally it is, there's the cupboard. So what I've got to think about is just do that. There is a cupboard there. That's pretty cool. And then that carries on. Yeah, that carries on round. So again, I'm just going to have to dig that wall out at the back. There's the cupboard hole. And work with that. This is all dead space, or it's not dead space as such, but I will have to take out that particular walkway, which carries on walking right round to the other side. So I'm going to do a bit more. I'm going to have to take all that out. Yeah, that's why I put that's it, like that. I take all this wall out. And the engine bay at the back is a much smaller compartment where the engine room is, and that will work. So once I've done that and created the wall area, I shall come back and start that. I'll do both the interior and external wall and put the floor plan out, and then come and show you where we can still see it all. So we're starting to give the impression that this is massive ship inside, because we're doing it like Doctor Who in the TARDIS basically, where it is massive inside. We've added some new underside underbelly, which I'll show you what's inside. This is the rear cargo hold access point at the back, because this was a freighter, remember. It was originally designed as a freighter, so it has got quite a lot of cargo hold. So that's going to show you what I've done. This is now complete. I've just laid it out like this. This is the walkway that goes round. I've decided to change it. This is a little room, a cubby hole storage room in here. I'm trying to think the picture was. This is the quarters. We have 3 beds, 2 doubles, single hammock. We have the toilet here, but I haven't got an hour enough for the door. What I could do is just put that on. Oh no, that doesn't work. What a pity. There you go. We can have a little sort of a thing. It doesn't quite work, so I'm just going to leave it open, to be honest. It's just much easier. And a sink there, probably. This is the shower tray, although I haven't actually done that yet, because if I knock this out, look, we're underneath. So in fact, what we could do is actually, why don't we just put the shower tray in, because it's underneath, and makes it look a bit better. So that's the shower, so interesting enough. Alright, let's go into the engine bay. Well, there's the top of the cargo hold here, which opens out to get the cargo. The cargo hold also goes as part of engineering, so what I've done here to light it up is I've put the new 1.8 lighting blocks down the middle to make it interesting. We've also got the hyperdrive, so this is the central hyperdrive here, but I haven't added the bits and pieces to it yet to connect to the engines, which I'll do afterwards. I just wanted to get the layout right. This is another area sort of through here, which is another cargo hold area, so it's quite a big cargo hold area with the engines at the rear. That's how it was. That's the working from the plan. That cubby holder's got sort of some units in there. So that is the layout of the rear of the ship as such. So now I've got to look at laying out the front of the ship as well, and I've decided for the walls, I've decided to sort of make them panelled. Certain places, like this particular alleyway here, will have panels like this. What I might do though is just put in some sort of intricate design, but this panel design here almost mirrors the actual ship as it is, and what I've done is I've just put in some lighting as well, because it's easier to do that and put some lighting at the top. It's just far easier. So I'm going to go around and do that. There you go. So it sort of gives it a nice design feature, nice clinical and clean. I still haven't decided whether to put this in yet all the way along, because it's a bit narrow there to do that. So I think I might just leave that. If I had a quarter block, that'd be dead cool, but we haven't got that. So what I'm going to do now is lay out this half of the ship to the front, and also put the corridors here. This is now I'm trying to think what's in here, but there is again more mechanics in this. Probably the drive system, part of the drive system over there, and there's more mechanics under here as well. So what I'm going to do is change this. This was the old layout here, which I'm going to get rid of. Come back, and once I have done the front cabin layout and this layout here, I will come back. So there we go. Okay, here we go. We'll just show you the front side. That's going to the guns. So we turn right and we go into the main seating area. Now what I've had to do is change the bricks. What I've done is the lower level is always light on the corridors from the cockpit through to the circular area all the way around, and it's lighter at the bottom. And then what happens is, if I show you over here, you get some areas where you walk around the corridors where you've got some darker areas as well. In fact, that should be the same all the way up, because that's almost like a pillar, and then you get this sort of effect in the middle, and then we'll do that like that, some sort of pattern in it. and those are pillars there. So I have rechanged that, and then the walkway around the circle area here, I've had to change quite a few blocks, to be honest, just to try and make it how it should be. In fact, what I need to do here is put the grid. There's a grid here, if you remember, that C3PO and Chewbacca were working on. Well, Chewbacca was in it underneath, so which you need to put in. So I'm going to put that in. So let's finish that. What we've got at the front is then we've got the cargo transfer hatches as well here. These are actually what I'll do is put some glass in those. That should, all I've done is 2. There should be 3, but I've just done 2. The major seating area will be here. Then there's this front cargo hold where there's another, and the systems on that wall as well, which I haven't put in. Also, we've got real firing. Watch this. Watch this. Whee! Hey! Hey! Love it. Can't wait till it's dark. We've got real fire charges from the front there, so we'll put those in. So what I'm going to do now is build all the walls up. Think best. It's not because it's only a small model. I can't do all the arches because these corridors should be arched as a circular corridor like that, which we can't do that. So that's the limitations of Minecraft. So when it gets to here, you come up the steps. It should be a curve as such, but I could do it in some places. Like what I could do is I could end up doing this, taking that curve, but it's just not right. I need a bigger model to do that. So I am now going to put all the walls in, and then once I put all the walls in, I'm going to put some fixtures and fittings in, and then hopefully I'll have the whole interior sort of finished off, and then we can finish the cockpit just to finish it off. So next time we come on, I should have most of this done. Okay everybody, here goes. Here's the fruits of the evening's work. So we'll come walking up and we have all the corridors and everything done. So first of all we will head right, and we will head right down to the cockpit. The cockpit is the only thing that's left to do now. And I haven't got enough time today to do that, so we'll finish that off next time and put this into the right place. Cockpit's done. I have placed I've sort of made it semi-round at the top and the bottom in the corridor, so I've decided to put these little half slabs here to just make it a bit more ornate. I'm going to come back there, so let's go left to the engine bay around here. I put some more stuff in. I've done at the engine bay now, I put this console up here with the like extra blocks. I have now done the drive system here. The hyperdrive is now done with all the connections up. So I've finished off that, put all the walls in. Down here we have the storage area with loads of storage and stuff, all sort of piled in there as such. Used all sorts of objects to do that. Just sort of made it a bit, bring it up there. There we go. Looks like it's all stacked up. That's all right. Pretty cool. We like that. Put loads of stuff in here. I seem to put more in here. Ooh, didn't put any black wool over there. Right, there we go. I left this blank at the moment because it wasn't actually carrying loads of stuff, so it's an empty ship. So then we carry on round here. This is the storage cupboard. We haven't really done much with this, have we? It's almost like we could put it as a library more than anything else. Yeah, we could have like it's almost like a library stroke whatever, but you wouldn't have one on there, so we'll leave that like that. I haven't put any doors on it because it's just easier not to. We come around here, we showed you the bedroom last time and the shower, but I haven't put a shower bit in yet. I could just put, oh I know, I need to put the other type of thing in there to make it look like a shower. But the beds are there, they're okay. Then the corridor down here, I've tried to make the patterns conducive all the way around, so I've tried to do similar style of pattern to make it like it's sort of coherent. So I think that's all right. I think I've done a good job on it. And then we go down here, there's the other side in terms of the other airlock from the other side of it. Ooh, just a bit more there. I keep finding these little things I don't do. I could just do that, I suppose. Yeah, Make it like that, and I suppose I put that there. Yeah, there we go. Make it a bit more. Didn't put anything down here because it's just so narrow, so I just left the roof like that. I'm going to go back around this way because I like to come in the proper way as such. So that's all that done. Look at the size of this thing now. Even though it's such a small craft, we're pretty alright. We know about there because I've done it before. Let's walk through to the main area. I'm sort of undecided yet. I've done the console there and the chair, but I've sort of done, these are sort of too high. I've been playing around with them to put the chair like that, so I might come back and do that, but I thought I'll just leave the chair and the table like that because it is actually a table. And I haven't put much else in here because you remember there's supposed to be a grid on the floor, but if I knock this out I've got a problem, which is can't really put a grid on there, so I have to work it out. I might be able to, I haven't done the underneath the craft yet, so I might be able to do something with that if I was able to. Right, the storage area at the back, now this is glazed off here, and we come around here, and is it dark? Not dark a minute. I just leave these. I want to wire them up. That's what I need to do. Wire it up so I can press a button on the top and we can watch on top. Here is some more life support systems here, some light support system stuff, and some more engineering stuff at the front as well. And I put some more sort of crates and stuff really, just sitting around, just to make it there. And I could just, no, we're all right there. Put that there. So that's all right. Right. So that's taken about 2.5 hours work to get that all in. I still feel I got a bit more to do, but for this episode that is exactly it. I can't do much else than that. The cockpit will be on next time, and it was snowing in between, so I've tried to clear most of the snow off, but we're all right so far. Now interestingly enough, if I just put this here, watch this, watch this, watch this. If I do this, right, whee, I want it to be dark, so I'm going to take that off and I'm going to put some sort of redstone in. I would like to have a button up here. Oh, it's getting dark now. That's quite good actually. I'd like to have that. Also, the fact is that now I've put lighting in the craft. It's actually lit as well, and especially at the back with the engines. So that looks pretty good as well, just in time to go dark. The one thing that I haven't done really is done very much with the bottom, because it should be concave. There is a case really for this to be a bit narrow, but I just, in the end, I could go the whole hog and spend days on it. But I would like to build a new one from scratch at some point in the future. This is just for this particular Hoth base, which I was going to spend 10 minutes just adapting to it, and in the end I've adapted it a long way. So there we have it. Oh yeah, should we just do some firing? I'd just like to fire and finish off. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Next time we will place the there we go, look at that. Very cool. Yeah, next time we will place the Millennium Falcon back into the base, and then we'll start building something else with the Hoth base. I do like the way it's lighting itself up. Some areas though where it's quite thick skinned, it doesn't light up as well. So there you have it. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Please come back again and watch another episode of our Minecraft Star Wars. And yeah, we'll be back soon. Please like, please sub, please comment. We've got loads more to build. So thank you very much, and bye bye.